1, 2, 3, action!
So karon mag-talk about may isa ka murder na itabo bago lang, and isa siya ka significant kay ng murder because basta wala lang alleged murder dyan ba siya?
Davao Unsolved Crimes and Conspiracies. Let's go.
Richard King, 56 years old, the CEO of J. Kings & Sons Incorporated, a hotelier and a billionaire from Cebu City, was shot dead at 7 p.m. June 12, 2014.
For the rest of this video, can we refer to King as the King?
No.
Come on!
No.
The King was eating with his sons when? You see? It sounds cooler. Okay.
On a fairly normal evening, King was eating with his staff and other business personnel. The place was inside a local barrio that is relatively alive during this time of the night.
So who takes care of the place now?
Lang anak. Two sons of Richard King.
Anak ni King?
Yes.
Si Prince?
Okay, next.
Tricycle drivers and a lot of common folks were present during the time of the killing.
Wait, this guy is a billionaire.
Yes.
Can you tell us how rich, on a scale,
Billionaire siya kana. Billionaire siya.
He was shot by an allegedly skilled gunman. Given the circumstances of the nature of the killing, one notable factor is the fact that there were a lot of people present in the area. One witness account said that the assailants were, quote, professionals, end quote. Because according to the same witness reports, there were only allegedly 2 gunshots that were fired. Those 2 gunshots hit King's head twice, killing King on the spot.
Head?
Yes.
Direct to the head?
Nga sila kahawag.
Oh, this guy is out.
The assailant, after firing the gun, then just walked towards a parked motorcycle, where his partner is waiting. Then, they easily escaped the scene unscathed.
Hit and run.
Hit and walk.
Wait, he walked?
Yes.
He walked?
Oh.
Although further investigations point out that there may be more than 2 gunshots that were fired, but 2 headshots are still relatively hard to hit given that nobody else was hit or directly harmed by the bullets in the scene, even though there were a lot of people inside the building.
This happened inside the building or
Nasa
as he
inside
was
tapos na ang killer outside. Imagine how to siya
Whoa.
matable. So daghan kayo nag-dinner sila but na headshot gyud ta twice.
So nagamit lang siya ng pistol?
Yes.
Nobody else died?
Wala po na igo or na harm.
Oh.
This show of skill gives a clue that a top-tier and possibly experienced assassin did the job, so it prompted the local police to issue a 1.3 million peso reward for information leading to the suspects. At least 2 witnesses said that the assailant was about 5 feet and 5 inches tall, and according to the eyewitnesses, shockingly wasn't wearing any cover to hide their faces.
Diba mo, imagine ka kanang naka-hood tapos naka-mask.
Yeah.
Wala. Easy.
Just another day in Obrero.
This led to eyewitness sketches that led to the traces of 3 suspects. Paul Dave Molina Labang, aka Bulili, the alleged triggerman.
Oh my gosh, who decides these names?
Sa akong killer name.
Bulilit. Was he like a dwarf or something?
Romel de la Serna, the alleged police informant, and Rondel de la Serna, Romel's brother, the alleged driver of the escaped vehicle. Shockingly, this information is present because Romel de la Serna himself confessed to the crime along with the other suspects. When confirmation became positive, Romel, along with the other 2 suspects, plotted out the murder in just a short span of 6 hours and still successfully executed their plan. This led the police to further investigate and interrogate the allegedly skilled and experienced suspects by interrogating them in 3 separate rooms, in 3 separate times without prior notice. All 3 of them confessed that they were just hired by a police superintendent, making a shocking revelation that turns the investigation to point towards legal authority and even the government itself.
Oh no.
So ano siya na gitawagan na siya.
By the police.
Tapos kani ang pinaka-samok noon on June 12, 7 PM gipatay si Great King, and noon lang siya gitawagan. So ingana na jud ka normal ang bay na kay patyon dito sa ano. Kana sa karondayon sige.
But interestingly enough, mainstream media coverage didn't give much attention to this issue and simply stated the surface facts and refused to let the mainstream media emphasize the bigger issues. The confessions by 3 of the suspects all point out to Leonardo A. Felonia, Chief of Regional Intelligence Unit, Region 11 Intelligence Group. Word of this controversial confession spread like fire, making the accused Chief Felonia to surrender to the dead Davao City Mayor, now the President of the Philippines, Rodrigo Duterte. But interestingly, Fesliyan didn't want to surrender to the PNP, but the NBI to investigate him.
PNP.
NBI.
NBI. What do those mean? This out, cut this, cut.
The surrender was not to claim that he was part of the murder, but to clear his name. Fesliyan said, quote, "This is why I'm here. I am submitting myself to the investigation." End quote.
So he wasn't like confessing, he was like just telling them now, investigate me. Like prove my innocence.
Yes.
Shady.
Eventually, charges were released against all four, including Fesliyan, but definitive trials are still ongoing up to this day.
So padulong ko karon kung asa ang Vital C, ang spot kung asa nahitabo ang atong first case. So, tara. Dili ang So, diri ang building kung asa namatay si Richard King. And diri mismo jud, diri na window, ibaril siya, and as you can see, dagan kay tao, and bizarre kay siya na in that environment makaya sa killer na patay nga to ka easy. Diri actually na blind spot, diri na spot. Diri ang kung asa siya na baril, diri na siya dira na itabo ang dinner. So karon close na di siya, and actually creepy ang aura diri na place. Pero sa una kayo, nag-open pa siya, nag-operate pa siya for after pila ka years or months actually after the killing. Pero karon close na siya.
Now, let's get into some theories. The first theory is the official declaration of the police that to probe the speculations point out to Fesliyan being the mastermind and the three other suspects telling the truth in their claims, given that it is highly unlikely for three separate and unpremeditated interrogations to exactly point out to the same person. Some of this theory also emphasized that it is questionable that Fesliyan didn't want to surrender to the PNP and wanted to be investigated by the FBI instead. They also believe that what Fesliyan did incriminated himself by doing the said act. The motive behind Fesliyan's actions, according to this theory, is a 20 million bounty given by an outside and unmentioned source who allegedly want King dead. Fesliyan, along with the other three suspects, are currently detained, but the trials are still ongoing.
But it's sort of weird though, na like everyone was just chill about it, even the killers, like the ones who shot. Like they weren't even worried about being ID'd or being like investigated by the police. They just like straight up told them like it was this guy. He did it.
The second theory is purely based on speculations and says that Paulo Duterte, son of the current president, was the one who ordered Fesliyan to be the mastermind to kill King. This theory is solely based on the alleged witness Edgar Matumato, a controversial man who claimed to be a part of a Davao death squad, who attested to court and spilled numerous controversial claims that talks about the Davao death squad killings. The motive for this was the allegation that Richard King was an alleged drug protector. President Rodrigo Duterte said on an interview, quote, "I'm sorry now to say it in public and to his family who is now in Cebu, that after all, your son or your brother was involved in the drug front." End quote. Although Duterte continued to say that the illegal drug involvement wasn't the reason of King's murder.
Oh no! Plot twist!
Okay.
What is happening?
However, Teolito Alvarez, the former family lawyer, said he had represented King for more than a decade. He said that, quote, "I can swear to my creator that he was never into drugs." And
Oh yes, because when you swear to your creator, that makes you.
Creation.
On my next debate, wait, I have to say this. The best argument I've heard so far. In my next debate, I swear on my creator.
Catchphrase na niyo.
Yep. From now on, I swear to my creator, I am telling the truth.
Chief, tsaka ano siya ba kanang dili siya religion friendly siya. Creator jud.
Yeah.
Dili Jesus or
I swear to my creator, fascism and tyranny will be taken away from this country.
whoops.
Oops. Wink, wink.
in their press statement, King's family said they were, quote, "truly grateful," end quote, to to Duterte for providing them support to find justice for Richard King's death. They also said that, quote, "However, we are deeply saddened seeing how this wobbly intelligence report has blackened the memory and soul of our dear brother," end quote.
It makes sense that it all led up to this point, right? Like the drug wars, but we can't really claim that ourselves because we are not knowledgeable enough. And we are purely stating what other people are saying.
Speculation.
Yep. And we are sharing this to you, the public, for educational purposes.
In short, please don't kill us.
Yes, please. Yawa.
Mabuhay.
This theory isn't based on solid grounding, as El Dermatobato, the sole person who claimed disease allegations, and all of his claims were rejected as the court ruled his statements as, quote, "heavily inconsistent and full of errors," end quote. However, supporters of this theory believe that the questionably slow process of the trials and the alleged cover-up of the media is a, quote, "evidence," end quote, that the higher-ranking officials may be a part of this conspiracy.
Welcome to the Philippines. Justice system.
Sa mga mag-pol side ra.
Oops.
Masig mapsan pa rin yun in the case.
The third theory is that Richard King was killed of business conflicts. Investigations point out that Richard King allegedly co-owned a company in which an alleged mismanagement by King resulted to losses estimated to be 150 million pesos. The supporters of this theory believe that the business competitors also wanted King dead because he was dominating the hotel business in Cebu. The alleged 20 million bounty, according to this theory, was said to be from a unnamed businesswoman who is a direct competitor of King's business. The plot to kill King would directly impair the functionalities and the domination of King and his business.
It's not really
And ang
uncommon.
media po kay wala na nila.
They're not talking about it anymore. Yeah, because even I didn't know about it. And this happened 4 years ago. Then again, I don't know shit.
In the end, we still don't know what truly are the reasons behind the murder. What we certainly know for now is the fact that the trials and the investigation still continue up to this day.
Imagine like waking up 10 years from now, like the prince is just like waking up and there's a cell phone alarm and he's like, "Hello," and he's like, we convicted the guy who killed your father," and he's just like, "You want me to go back to that moment 10 years ago, that traumatizing experience? No, sir." And that is the problem with our justice system. Hashtag avenge the king.
Was it all just because of the alleged 20 million bounty that forced the chief to hire skilled gunmen?
We're not saying that all people are corrupt, all policemen are corrupt. We're saying that, yeah, we're not saying that all government officials are corrupt. We're saying that there is corruption in this world. And whether or not we like it, whether or not we try to stop it, there will always be those people who will do anything for money.
Or was it for business competition that went overboard? Or was it part of the controversial drug war that is spearheaded by the president? But until the authorities find definitive answers and solve the mysteries behind the murder, this case will remain in the dark.
If you could take away anything from this video, it would be our merchandise. Just kidding, we're not selling these. We are not sponsored in any way. We're just doing this for fun.
Yes. Anyways, if you want us to feature mysteries and unsolved crimes na kabalo mo, just tell us by commenting or just tell us. Tulo lang ang nagabuhat ani na video. I mean, upat me, pero tulo lang mi karon. Si Gio ang isa behind the camera and the very good production.
Yeah, we need to have like a sign-off shit. Ay, let's clink.
Oh!
This was the story of how Richard King, the king, was killed.